Yeah, I'm gonna take a walk over there, then we're having conference now also, and the speaker is gonna advise us what the status is. Advocates, there's a group of advocates here, make the road, we have others on the way, and, so come 3 o'clock, it's either gonna be a demonstration or a celebration. Let's see what happens, God willing, everything works out, but definitely, I'll take a walk over. All right, thanks.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you, man?
So what's the deal?
So we were given last minute notice, we want to argue the bill today.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a session today.
So it's actually coming out on the floor
It's coming out on the floor today, and we're doing our last minute preparations to make sure we're prepared.
for the debate.
The debate, we review all the
Our
arguments.
debate took hours over there.
Yeah, I suspect we'll probably take hours too.
But it's a lot of repetition,
Mm-hmm.
and the opposition only has one or two feeble points.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be repeating them over and over and over again, and putting a lot of stuff into it that really have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, we
It's
reviewed the
just-
transcript, your speech on the
Mhm.
floor, which I thought was very good, coming from a guy who's law enforcement.
Mhm.
Obviously Crespo's debate, and there was a lot of repetition.
Yeah, a lot of inflammatory language, just trying to
A
inflame
lot of
emotions.
smoke screens.
Right.
A lot of stuff that have nothing to do with the bill or the impact that the bill would have.
I'll tell you,
we also feel that there's
you did
some
a
of the.
tremendous job.
Thank
We
you.
never,
Yeah.
I was starting to doubt that we were gonna get there, but
Yeah.
but I know you've been.
No, we worked hard. The
Yeah.
advocates worked hard. People like yourself, the advocates on Long Island did, I thought, a
Right.
great job.
But it's not done until it's done.
Exactly.
So we have advocates coming from all over the state. I know your district has
Yeah.
a bunch coming
Mhm.
from Long Island. They're on the way as we speak.
Yes.
And we're assuming, that the worst, but we're hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. So they're
Mhm.
coming out here. They're still going to be putting pressure. We expect everybody to vote
Yes.
yes, all the senators to vote yes, on this, and
Yep.
so the pressure is continuing. If we just leave this to gravity and say, it's done,
Yep. I'm still ready to go into battle and do what I have to do to get this passed in the Senate.
great,
So,
great.
man, thank you for your help. All right.
That's great. I can't wait.
All right.
It's like 12 o'clock now, and what I'm hearing that, well, first off, all the advocates are coming up. They're on the way. I know you have some from the Bronx, right? I got Long Island, upstate's coming up. I know, I believe Crespo got some. So we're set for like a 3 o'clock press conference, and everyone's going to be speaking out, to the Senate to make sure they support this.
That's what I'm doing.
But it's now or never. We got 2 days. Wednesday, if it doesn't happen by Wednesday, it's not going to happen.
No.
So we gotta do what we gotta do now.
It's sad news for thousands of people in this state.
Mm.
But whoever said that the struggle is a one-day thing,
Right.
it wasn't for the civil rights movement, and it's definitely not going to be a one-day
Right.
for us.
And, that's what I was saying in my debate. You have some people, they're basing their vote on the popularity in their district. If you base it on popularity, they wouldn't have freed the slaves. We wouldn't have Civil Rights Act. We wouldn't have anything. The reason why we need civil rights laws is to protect against sometimes when a majority takes the wrong position against a particular group. So. But anyway, hopefully they make those points in the Senate and this gets done. Thank you, bye. Yeah, you can have a seat. So how was your trip this morning?
Good.
Oh.
Long
Lot of traffic?
No, there was no problem.
No? All right. All right, so there's a lot happening at once. I just want to brief you guys. Over the weekend, we were able to flip 2 votes. And Kaplan and Savino from Staten Island in the Senate, they went and they're going to be in favor of the green light bill now. So that leaves one vote. Up until a couple hours ago, we didn't have that vote. I still don't know if we have that vote. But we have scheduled a press conference at 3, and we have advocates coming from upstate, from Long Island, from Nassau, Suffolk, all over the place. And they're coming up, they're converging here in the Capitol at the $1 million staircase. We're going to have a press conference calling on the Senate to pass the green light bill, give licenses to all. And so depending on what happens, the Senate is going to start session now. I'm hearing that the Speaker of the Senate has decided to put this out for a vote. Normally, they don't put this out for a vote unless they know they have enough votes. So that's a good sign, the fact that they're going to put it out for a vote. I don't know, in addition to the 2 votes that were flipped, I don't know who else is going to vote yes, but hopefully they have the votes and then it becomes a reality. Now, I'm also told that there's some amendments that they want, so that means we in the Assembly are going to have to vote on the amendments. But that's kind of technical there. There's not going to be any problem here in the Assembly. So right now, some of the advocates are here. I know Make the Road, there's some other groups. Aside from that, individuals from our district are coming. They're on their way. They'll be here shortly. So I'm going to need you guys to really kind of keep everybody together, keep them informed of what we're doing, what's going on, and just kind of the logistics of it. So 3 o'clock, depending on what happens. And I imagine, well, the Senate starts their session at 2. And over here, it took a lot, it was like 4 hours, right? We were debating it when we did it in the, so I doubt they're going to be done by 3. Our press conference is set for 3. So if they're not done debating this, then we need to have the same message. We need to get out there and call on the Senate to pass this, because they haven't voted yet, and we don't know how they're going to vote. If they have voted, then basically we're coming out and we're going to be celebrating. It's going to be, instead of a demonstration, it's going to be a celebration. We're going to be thanking all the advocates and everybody who works for so long to make this happen. Right? So we're going to go out to the Assembly floor now. As soon as they call the Senate to order, I'm probably going to take a walk over there and see what's going on. And then I'm going to need Vinny probably to go to the balcony and take care of that. The public and staff is not allowed inside the Senate, but in the balcony they're allowed. You know. But I'll have a little better idea. I'll introduce you a little later to Luis above our staff. He might need our help in any way we can support him. All right? Any questions about anything? No? Okay. Today's going to be a historic day.
Yes.
God willing.
History.
Sometimes as leaders, we have to lead. We have to do what's right. We are elected to lead. Who are supportive of this movement, please come down. In about 10 minutes it's going to start. We're going to have a press conference. Please stand with us, and we are standing with you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. We have gotten together today because we're at the 11th hour now. We're here to show support for the green light bill. We have advocates from all over New York State who have come here to the state's capital to advocate and ask the Senate to please pass the green light bill, to vote yes. We're asking all the senators to do what's right. The green light bill is a bill that will give licenses to undocumented people in New York State, and it's a bill that makes sense not only for the immigrants, but makes sense for U.S. citizens. By making the streets safer, by ensuring that people who drive now have taken a driving test and have qualified to drive, by increasing the insurance pool while more people buy insurance to lower the insurance rates, by bringing over $50 million in state revenues. The license fee that people pay will come to the state and comes back to U.S. citizens in the form of infrastructure and benefits. There are countless reasons why this should be done. Those detractors who argue against it, they argue against it in very vague terms. They say they're concerned about security, or even with disinformation. They'll say, well, we don't want people voting, or we don't want people going on planes. This bill does not allow licenses, doesn't allow people to use their license to get on a plane, nor does it allow anybody to vote. The crafters of this bill, Assemblyman Marcos Crespo and Luis Sepulveda from the Senate, have worked diligently, and they have amended this bill many times to make sure that all the concerns are dealt with in the bill, and we happily passed it in the Assembly. We are now together asking the Senate to do what's right. And when I say what's right, I mean standing on principle. You know, there are those who say, well, you know, I'm not going to vote for this because I have some people in my district who are against it. We were elected to lead, not to follow. If leaders in this country only went by popular demand, we would have never freed the slaves. We would never have a Civil Rights Act. We would never have ended segregation if people went by popular demand. But there were leaders who stood up on principle and said, this is the right thing to do. It's the humane thing to do. It's the best thing to do for society. And that is what we are asking the Senate to do. We're asking them to join together and do what is right for all. What is it? One thing we didn't hear too much about is the issue that they throw against us, saying that these licenses are going to allow people to vote. Now, do we really believe that somebody who has risked coming to this country without documents, overcome a million obstacles, sacrifice to support their family, to give their families a better life, gone through dangers, gone through deserts, is now going to risk everything by committing a felony, by signing a paper that says under penalty of law, if you register to vote falsely, you can go to jail. That's a ridiculous argument, and we know that it's just a pretense to prevent this. I want to thank all the advocates. Once again, thank you all. I want the Senate to hear us. What do we want? What do we want it? Now! Thank you.
Y gracias al voto de nosotros, el pueblo, ellos están ahí, y le agradecemos también que nos den la oportunidad, a mí como madre trabajadora, que quiero que mi hija americana, como tantos que hay, también tenga la oportunidad de ocupar un puesto en alguna empresa y ser una buena profesional para el bien de la comunidad, para el bien del país.
Vamos, let's go up to the third floor.
Vamos.
Anybody wants to, I'm not sure if there's room in the balcony, but we can try and get in.
This way, bud. This way. Luis.
Líderes como Luis, como Marcos, todos están ahí al pie del cañón, ustedes, el respaldo que han dado ustedes, y ya saben que no pueden hacer esta cosa contra la comunidad latina sin que haya una voz bien alta, rechazando, repudiando el racismo. Y hoy día probamos que nosotros sí somos parte de la democracia de este Estado. Y es para adelante que vamos.